Since the 11th of July, 1957, my aims and ambitions have been devoted to help and guide my spiritual children in spiritual and worldly matters. Imam Shah Karim al-Husayni Aga Khan IV. The Ismaili Imam, Aga Khan IV, provided insights into his daily and annual schedules through interviews conducted between 1965 and 1994. His routine is demanding and packed with responsibilities, reflecting his commitment to guiding the Ismaili community and leading the Aga Khan Development Network, AKDN. Contrary to the media's portrayal of a life of glamour and luxury, the Imam is a dedicated workaholic. For a significant part of the year, he travels extensively across various countries to oversee and implement development initiatives, often spending a considerable amount of time aboard his aircraft. Since I have left Harvard, I have traveled every single year amongst the community. 1 journey or 2 journeys, 3 journeys, 4 journeys a year to the communities, depending on what the problems are and whether it is urgent that I should be there or not. Generally, it would be visits to the schools or the hospitals or the sports centers or a mosque in the morning, appointments with leaders pending, planning development of the community in the future, and I must say that if I am on to it, it's just a series of appointments, discussions, visits, and it's very, very rough on everyone, including the members of the community who follow these tours. Imam Shah Karim al-Husayni Aga Khan IV. I allocate 90% of my time at Geneva and Egelmont to institutional tasks. Our offices are open 7 days out of 7, because with us Muslims, Sunday corresponds with Friday. I must be available on the weekend to receive institutional directors who pass through. My life is highlighted by official visits to the 20 or so countries where members of the community live, which keep me moving from one end of the year to the next. This takes approximately 600 flight hours per year. To gain time, I always make sure I'm accompanied in my private plane by some assistants. Imam Shah Karim al-Husayni Aga Khan IV. Even when the Imam is not traveling and residing in Paris or Sardinia, most of his day is spent working. The Aga Khan rises early at around 6 in the morning, hardly goes out, and works steadily into the night. I'm usually up around 6 in the morning, and I try to work from around 7 onwards until around 10 o'clock in the morning, independently of the secretaries. Then the secretary will come in at 10, and we will work until around 11:30, 12. Then I will have appointments which will cover an enormous field of problems, and then lunch. Usually at home I don't go out much. I do not like going out very much indeed. I would have more appointments in the afternoon, usually work in the evening, with the secretary again, and then in the evenings it depends entirely. Either I stay at home or I will go out with friends. But generally speaking, in the last 2 or 3 years, I've hardly been out at all, because if you start early in the morning, you really can't keep going till 4 the next morning. Imam Shah Karim al-Husayni Aga Khan IV. Unlike other public figures, the Imam does most of his work away from the public eye and is usually only seen in public settings when he is taking a rare break. The interviewer, Nicholas Tomalin of the Sunday Times, notes this in his below conversation with the Imam about his work schedule. Interviewer: I think another reason why your role is underrated in the West is that our important public figures are rather expected to be extremely somber and dutiful in public and enjoy themselves in private. Whereas you seem to enjoy yourself in public and do your serious work in private. Aga Khan: It is fatuous to think that if I am on the race course in the afternoon, I have to abandon everything else to get there. That just isn't the case. Interviewer: You have explained how it is not inconsistent for you to perform the roles of Pope, head of state, racehorse owner, and real estate developer all at the same time. But how do you manage it? Physically? If I were in your position, I would feel I couldn't do any single job adequately. Aga Khan: Of course, the horse racing and the Sardinia venture are incidental, If I felt for one moment they were making my religious and community work suffer, I would abandon them. But I have a working day that allows me to do all these things. I get up at 6 each morning. I have a quick breakfast, then dictate letters and memoranda for a couple of hours. During the rest of the morning, I meet people who may be from any of my activities. Interviewer: don't you feel bewildered sometimes seeing a jockey, then a distinguished Muslim, then a Sardinian businessman, then a politician? Isn't the contrast sometimes too abrupt? Aga Khan: yes, sometimes I do get dizzy. It is difficult to switch. But then I have an early lunch and afterwards, perhaps, go racing for a couple of hours, or if I am in Sardinia, go on the beach. In the afternoon I work again, seeing people or dealing with reports and such like, that I may not have to answer but still must read. I work till 9 each evening because I must have as long a working day as possible, racing or no racing. And after that I have dinner, about 9:30. After that I go to bed. Interviewer: do you go out in the evenings? Aga Khan: don't be ridiculous. I can't. I am too tired. I think in the past year, for instance, I've seen no plays and only one film.